everybody? It's Tony George along with Sean Salisbury. Be sure and catch Sean down there on radio in Houston on 790 with the Sean Salisbury Show, and also on iHeartRadio, one of the best shows in the country when it comes to sports talk, raw and unfiltered. And we're talking NBA today, and the Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers go at it tonight. Clippers laying 5.5, total 229.5. And Sean, we got some star power all over the floor tonight in this ball game.
You think? Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Guys on both sides are gonna. This is one of those you walk out of this game, Tony, when you think about Clippers and their ability with Paul George and with Kawhi Leonard and then McCollum and Damian Lillard, Dame, should I say, this is one of those games you say, well, we had four dudes hovering around 30. This is going to be fireworks. There's a reason why this line is so high, yet you've got so many great lockdown defenders, too. When Kawhi decides it's time to shut you down, Paul George is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Both these teams, I think, Tony, over the last 10 games, both of them are 7-3, I think. I'm pretty sure if I'm reminded of the number. So I like it. And both are dangerous because why? We're getting to that time when superstars rear their head. We're also getting to that time when superstars take over. And they got a task because the Western Conference is brutal. And this is a hell of a matchup. And the ball's going to be in the hands of stars as this game rolls on. I love this matchup. I love this game. And I love how Portland can keep up because Dame Lillard may be as clutch an offensive player as there is in a league, but it won't be easy because pride steps in. And you would imagine that, he's going to draw one of the better defenders and see if they can shut him down. But both teams have a 1 and a 1A on their team that can score.
Yeah. One thing that I guess I'll pose a question to you here because I'm looking at this over and under 229. And I'm thinking to myself, look at all the star power on the floor. Look at all the potential scoring. The way they both like to run the floor. But here's an interesting statistic. The Clippers, Tyronn Lue has got them playing defense. As a matter of fact, the Clippers have held opponents to 94 points per game on defense their last 10 games where they have went 7-3, and they've won a lot of low-scoring games. What are your thoughts about them containing Lillard and McCollum and keeping them, say, 110 or under tonight?
I think it's going to be tough. Now, they will. I mean, it comes down to this. I don't know in the NBA anymore, Tony. I seriously don't know if defense wins championships anymore. Now, give me the best scoring team and a mid-range top 12, 15 defense. I think I'm going to win more than the flip-flop of a great defense. The Pistons, old school, the Boston, where we have 96, 94 games, they're not hanging around very often because too many people can shoot and score. So give me a great offense. I'm leaning. I always, Tony, when it comes to this, when I think of some of the highest overs in the day, Vegas knows something, right? And when they set the line that high, it tells me. If you're asking me if both teams get to $1.15, I would take that. I've been leaning towards the over all day. You're right. Tyronn Lue has got them ramped up. And like I said, they've got two of the best defenders on the perimeter on the planet anyway. But when Dame Lillard has the ball in his hand, and if you shut him down, McCollum can still knock it down and get 30 himself. I like the over in the game. I do. And when I look at the way Portland scores and how much they can score, I'm going to take better offense to take care of defense, and both the Clippers can score as well. I think we're looking at a game in the 1-teens and maybe pushing 120. I do. I think we're going to get a lot of points tonight.
The one thing that concerns me about Portland is, and we talk about this when we talked about one of your in-state teams, the Dallas Mavericks. Portland does well against weak sisters, and when they get against top-tier teams, they have problems, Sean.
No
Matter
question,
of fact,
no doubt.
They're 1-4 against spread their last 5 games against teams with a winning record. And that concerns me a little bit here, but they have been a good road team this year. They're 15-9 on the road, and in the road underdog role, they've covered 8 out of 12 against the spread as a road dog here. I think they're a live dog tonight. And bear in mind, folks, that Paul George has got a jammed toe. And we all know, quote-unquote turf toe, Sean, what have you, that's kind of a bothersome injury. So I think maybe, Portland might give them a ball game here tonight. But I was surprised to see that total so high, Sean. And when you see it, because if you take a look at the last 5 games, these two are allowing only 208 points per game, which to me seems a little odd that we would have almost 230 points on the total. Thus, that number looks like they're begging you to take the under in this game. That's why I like the over.
Agreed. I agree. And I think, Tony, if I'm not mistaken, the Portland Trailblazers, meaning their last 5 games, 133, 109, the loss to Milwaukee, 124, 122, and 112. So they are scoring. And the key here is defense. And I'm with you. When I see a number that big compared to comps on the defensive end throughout their last 5 to 10 games, I tend to say something's up, and they are begging you to jump on it. And this is one, I think this is going to push closer to 230. I do. I think this is a high-scoring game in the teens. And I'm going to give the offensive firepower the advantage because Eagles will be on the line and the best players will have the ball in their hand. I like the over.
There you go, folks. A 2 for Tuesday. 2 of us agree on the over, 229.5. Clippers and Blazers tonight. Check out the free $60 we got for you there at DocSports.com. Get yourself hooked up with a winner. Check out Sean Salisbury there at iHeartRadio with his show. And we'll be back at you a couple more times this week with some more free plays from myself and Mr. Salisbury. Thanks for tuning in.